Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Alex and this is a video podcast about knitting, the fibre arts and other crafty things. Oh, it's all go at the moment. I don't know where all the time's gone. Oh, I know what I've spent a lot of time doing. I've done the Kammebornia Mystery Advent KAL 2020, and that is basically a mystery knit along. So every week you get a clue and a little bit extra of the pattern. Sofia Kammeborn, she has her own podcast, and I think she sort of says that she has a fairy tale world and sort of make the world that you want to live in, and it's just really quite calm videos of her doing a knitting in the outdoors or in Sweden, and she seems really nice. I was going to show you my biscuits that I made, my star biscuits, but I can't find them, and I thought I'd put them in the cupboard, but actually either someone has eaten them or I've eaten them and forgotten, and I made a lot. But she sent a little recipe so that we can make star biscuits, and the next one we got a clue of more pattern, and then these little I won't show them, but they're like paper angel decorations that you could do, and oh, and she, like, I'll read a little bit of what she said. It's so lovely to watch your hats grow and to be inspired by all your different colour combinations. Thank you for showing your hats. Yeah, and she just says little nice things on them, and you sort of feel like you're part of lots of other people. And actually I think there must be about 50 people doing it, and it's a really nice little project because it's kind of gives you a deadline and a bit of a motivation to actually finish, you know, the little bit that you're knitting. And so spoilers for the second clue, but this is what I've done so far. There you go, and they're little Christmas trees. I thought it was starting to look a little bit like the American flag at the start, but I think it's going quite nicely. And I'm using this Shetland wool, which is really nice. She says you can use Swedish wool, and I've got some Swedish wool, but it's in bright troll colours, so oh, maybe I could make one in troll colours. We'll see. I also got, which I don't think I'll do yet, but I was on her Ravelry and I thought, oh, there's a really cute hat that I could make for someone that I know. But maybe it's something for next year. So it's this little fairy tale town beret, and I thought it looks just like the little houses in Amsterdam. And she said, oh, it can be whatever fairy tale town you want it to be. So I thought, ooh, that would be nice. But anyway, when I do it, I'll tell you about that later maybe, but keep it a secret. Yeah, so that's going to be really cool. And I will show you more of my hat that I've made when I do the 12 skeins of Christmas. So this is an idea that I mentioned about on my Instagram a while ago, and I've basically chosen 12 skeins, and I've been talking to sheep farmers, yarn producers, people that sort of I find quite interesting, and I'm asking them about what they do, what are their favourite things, and lots of different questions. So I think a bit of it will be on my blog with some pictures, and another bit will be me talking about it on my podcast, hopefully showing some photos or video footage, that sort of thing. Yes, I'm really excited about that. Yay! I've got this Gluhwein that my friend's always recommending to me at Christmas. She got vouchers one year and got a load of it for a Christmas party, which we're not having now, but it was a really nice party. She put all the wine on the stove in like a massive saucepan, and I think they added like cloves, star anise and oranges as well. So it's really tasty, and we're all having the party in the living room, having a chat, and I think we might have played games as well. Oh, it was a really long time ago. And then, yeah, in the kitchen there was this mulled wine mulling on the stove top, and it was just really nice. Oh, I missed them this year. But hopefully we'll have another Christmas party another year. Let's think about the future. That's always a good thing, isn't it? Right, so other Christmas things. I've been watching Vlogmas. I really love the idea of catching up on what people have been doing this year at Christmas, and like getting ready and getting advents and all that sort of thing. So the people I've been watching really is Woolly Mammoth Fibre Co, Zoe from Pins and Needles UK, and who else? Oh, Yarn Ambassador. She's been looking through the advent that I sent her and sort of showing all the different chains that she's done on her woolly paper chain party, which is my pattern that's on Etsy, but I also put a video on YouTube so you can join in if you want. And she's got loads done. She's already done 4 chains. I'm pretty impressed because I still haven't added any more to mine, but I might get around. I'll get around to it before Christmas because I'd like to have quite a long sort of garland. Yeah, and I was looking at Zoe from Pins and Needles, and she was saying that adults should have a star chart, and I was thinking, oh, I wrote it down, what would I put on a star chart, and maybe thinking about like adult things that I'd have on a star chart, and I could give myself a star because she's like colours in the bunting on her diary when she's done something that's like, yay, I've done that thing. So I thought, making tea in the morning, tick, empty the dishwasher, film your podcast, prepare a pattern for a test knit, release a pattern, and sell a yarn tick. So I can tick that this week because I sold one of the woolly paper chain party to a lady and I've sent it off in the post. So I'll show you a little video of me wrapping that up as well, because I've used my English stamp, company stamp, which I bought ages ago. There we go. Wow, you wouldn't believe how long it took me to faff around with that for it actually to work. But it's looking quite nice. Do you like this? This is a little bit of Texel wool. I'll show you that now actually. I did a few mini skeins a while ago and I've just put up a slideshow. So here we go. It's quite a nice blue colour and it's from a clerodendron tree in my garden, which there's a lady on Instagram, Suzio Torada, and she, apparently in Japanese it's called kusagi, which is a stinky tree, but it's also called a peanut butter tree, and it has these, I think they're quite waxy pink kind of flowers and blue. I think the flowers are white and then it's like some sort of, the fruit's blue, but there's these strange pink they're not flowers, but they're kind of like a cactus that come out before the berry does. It's like a second flower, and they're really amazing to look at. And if I can put in some pictures in the little slideshow that I'll put next, then I will, because it's a really cool tree. We were getting all the things out of the loft for Christmas, and I totally forgot that I made a load of patterns last year for Christmas decorations, and maybe I should reactivate them on my Etsy shop. I don't know if people would like to do it, but I made some Herdwick baubles. So if you did have some advent skeins, that'd be quite a nice one to use up little bits with. And I did that in the flats because I found it really tricky to do a bauble in the round with DPNs, and I just thought that was a bit simpler, and I've really enjoyed doing flat knitting in the last few months actually, just to quickly get something done that wasn't necessarily colour work, because obviously it's a bit easier to do colour work in the round because you can just follow it round and round without having to do a purl row and get confused. I've also got Rudolph, and I made a little pattern for him too, if anyone's interested. That's all in Shetland wool that I got last year, and I was quite chuffed with the little colour work that I did there. Well, it's intarsia, so that was really cool. And I thought I'd show you Sean the sheep because he's our angel tree topper. Look, he's hollow. We've had him for ages. I love Sean the sheep. I love to watch the videos that they've got, the Wallace and Gromit ones on YouTube. And that made me think of all the Christmas traditions that I've got, and we always used to get from my grandma the Rupert Annual. So I thought I'd read you a little bit from the Rupert Annual. I'll read the end of Rupert and the Christmas Birds. When Marco sees the tree, he blinks, then grins at Rupert as he winks. Soon everyone has come along, it's time to play a Christmas song. And with the music playing loud, the magic birds astound the crowd. They beat their wings and Rupert cries, a happy Christmas and surprise. Oh, it's so oldie-woldy. It's like when times were so much simpler, and I sort of realised when I was little, we never really did the things in the book. Like, look at that. I think this is quite a nice cover. They're always really Christmassy. And in this one, there's a Spot the Difference and paper birds that are in the book, in that little Christmas story. The Christmas birds are a paper bird you can actually make. And then I thought, how cool are all these? Like ye olde Christmas decorations, like a little paper lantern with silk tassels. It shows you how to make a cracker and put buttons on a cocktail stick. And yeah, I thought it looks really cool. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that story. It was quite a short one because I just read they do like a phrase that you can read under the picture, which is what we used to get read to when we were little, when we went to bed. And my grandma used to read that bit, or she might read the longer version. So I suppose it depends how quickly you want the child to be asleep. No, but that was always a really No, nice time just getting read a story. I think that's really important for kids to have a story, especially at Christmas. Yeah. And what I really enjoy, I've realised, other than buy one get one half price, because there are loads of stickers on these, is like books that you can just dip into and read a little bit of someone's life. So I was talking in one of my other podcasts about James Rebanks's book English Pastoral and A Shepherd's Life, and they're really good books to just dip into and have a little read. And there's like a story about his relationship with him and his granddad, or what they do with the sheep, or maybe a day they did the dry stone walling, and you can just go into that and get something out of it without having to totally engage in a plot. Although, granted, you know, I love really getting into a series of books, but at the moment I've really enjoyed this. So this one is called As I Walked Out One Midsummer Morning, and it's just about a Laurie Lee in, I think it's the 1930s, and he just walks out of his house one day and goes on an absolute adventure. And I just thought I'd read the first bit because I think it's a really good book. So, London Road. The stooping figure of my mother, waist deep in the grass and caught there like a piece of sheep's wool, was the last I saw of my country home as I left it to discover the world. She stood old and bent at the top of the bank, silently watching me go, one gnarled red hand raised in farewell and blessing, not questioning why I went. At the bend of the road, I looked back again and saw the gold light die behind her. Then I turned the corner, past the village school, and closed that part of my life forever. It was a bright Sunday morning in early June, the right time to be leaving home. And then I've gone forward a little bit. It was 1934. I was 19 years old, still soft at the edges, but with a confident belief in good fortune. I carried a small rolled up tent, a violin in a blanket, a change of clothes, a tin of treacle biscuits, and some cheese. I was excited, vainglorious, knowing I had far to go, but not as yet how far. As I left home that morning and walked away from the sleeping village, it never occurred to me that others had done this before me. Oh, I just feel like it's going to go on an adventure, you know. And he meets this guy, Alf, on the tramp. Like, there were loads of people coming back from the war who sort of were looking for work, so they go on the tramp. And there's this guy, Alf, and he just goes, oh, that Alf over there, he's done such and such, or that Alf told me this the other day. And he just calls other people Alf, and then he just gives Laurie Lee like a mess tin and says, oh, you need looking after, and feeds him, gives him some food and that he has knocking about. And they just sort of go along their journey together, and then Laurie Lee starts playing the violin in a local town, but I haven't got that far with it because I just picked it up and I thought, oh, you know what, that book, like, I read it a while ago and it was really good. Why didn't I pick it up again? So I thought I'd get back to it. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So I'm going to show you some things that I got from Rumble Fabrics. What's that? Yeah, they've got some really cool design work. And I ordered this elastic because I thought maybe I'll make some face masks. I've got some sheep fabric that I might use, might be useful for Christmas maybe. I got this. Okay, I was really on their website and they just had loads of good stuff, and I just thought, oh, maybe I can make some skirts, or maybe I'll make something for a certain small child that I know who loves dinosaurs. and Pokemon. I thought I could make some skirts or something. Also, the project bags that I showed you last time, so I got these green and blue, so I can make the same ones. And I thought, how cool would it be to have something like this on it, or feels a bit 90s. But then I thought, oh, that would be a nice skirt. So I haven't decided yet, but tell me what you think, maybe, because I thought this would be good as well, because imagine if you had pockets in this and a skirt in that. Or my friend was telling me she makes cloth nappies. She had she doesn't make them, but she used them for one of her babies. And I thought, how funny would it be if that was the inside and that was the outside? So I don't know. I went on a bit of an impulse buy. But there were a lot of them were remnants, so it wasn't that expensive. But yeah, maybe I'll make myself a skirt, or maybe I'll have to make some skirts to put in my Etsy shop to validate the fact that I actually bought quite a lot of fabric. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this. It's my favourite bit. Look, bias binding. I thought I could do that for pockets. How good's that? I love that. And look, it's like galaxies. And I've been looking out tonight and the sky was so bright I could see Mars. And I saw Cassiopeia the other night and the Big Dipper. Yeah, so I haven't had too much light pollution, which is great. Oh, and that's watermelons as well. So yeah, I'm still waiting for some black and white fabric for some baby quilts for my friend for Christmas. It's black and white and she said it really hypnotises her baby, so I thought, oh, we'll get some little black and white fabric and put it on and the baby will be like, oh. Okay, I'm just going to talk about some of my designs now. And then, I think that's the end of all I've got. I'm going to be releasing my fishbowl cat cowl tomorrow. So I have to just double check some of the stuff that my test knitter Alice has done for me. She's made a really nice colourway. It's like black and red, and she said she really enjoyed knitting it, so that's really good. I still need to finish this colour that I'm doing, so I've been a bit slow on that one, but anyway, I'll show you. So it's like that. And the idea is that it's a little cat and he's looking in a fish bowl. Looks a bit like a tear. I've had enough of tears. And this is meant to look like a tail, and it's got a little bit of a headband. And it's kind of Aztec-y, and I really love this flugger that I've used and some madder. I think that it's like a shade colour, so it's not actually called madder because the madder in the Jameson & Smith is a red colour, which I didn't realise. But I love, yeah, I really love that, especially with these pastel colours from the gathered sheep yarns wool that I've used. And this is, I think this might be JC Rennie stuff. So it's all like Shetland wool that I thought, I'm going to use that. It's been in my stash for so long. And I've got a mitten pattern that I'm going to do with this cat, which I think would be really fun. But I really want to use some of my black and white wool to make panda mittens, but I might do it in this, maybe I can do the same pattern but with the animals. Anyway, I haven't decided yet, so I've got to stop picking up new projects and just sort of finish some that I'm already doing, so I'm a bit of a butterfly. What else? This is some jewellery I've done with some len merino. So it's like the len, and then I spun the merino, and then I just did the len over it, and it made a lovely snowy cobwebby effect I really like. And I don't know if anyone wanted a little go at a test knit. I've got someone test knitting a sock that I made recently, but it's only for a size 6 because I haven't graded it up, but I think that's quite an average foot size. And then maybe if people did want to buy it, I could grade it 2 different sizes. Yeah, so that's it. You can see I like the party I like the party chains. So it's got some little paper chains on there. You could put them all the way around, or you could just put them on this little bit. So might be annoying if it's at the back, but I use all the different colours, and this is from Berlin Yarns. The yarn I've used is Hebridean. I used her colours, so that's Hebridean Cheviot blend, and the white that I've got here is Cheviot. So hopefully I'll be able to release that before Christmas. And yeah, if you're interested in test knitting a little sock, it's got a little detail there, and it's got a little bit of intarsia, and then it's just your bog standard sock pattern. But it's really cosy. I'm going to show you. It wouldn't be my podcast without me showing you my socks. Anyway, that toe's a bit pointy, so it's a bit, it's a different toe for the pattern, but it was quite fun doing that toe, that pointy toe though. Okay. And I did it in purple as well. And I've done these sort of lines as markers because I found it really useful, because I don't do socks very much, just to know where the changes in the pattern are. So you might go a long way with only doing something quite straightforward, and then you change to do something a bit trickier. Oh, this is a prototype, so don't take that as but I think it's come a long way since my first sock, which is actually, that sock's not too bad, with a Dutch heel. And what did I do that for? Oh yeah, there's this book Sock Art that I followed for that pattern, and it was really good, especially for a beginner sock knitter. I was surprised how helpful it is. In the back there are loads of techniques on how to do a Dutch heel. Oh, I've really enjoyed sitting here and doing a bit of knitting today and a bit of chatting. Oh, I'm so excited about this. I'm only doing a bit of this now because it's an easy knit for me to show you a bit of me knitting. And I've actually made quite a lot of progress on the sleeves for my Alice Starmore Child's panel Gansey, so I'm quite chuffed with myself. I decided to just do it bottom up, flat knitting, and just plain arms, and it's moving up to 4mm instead of 3mm, just so I can get it done a lot faster and just sort of take this, you know, not that it's been stressful, but I just sort of, I don't like doing top down when you've got like a massive amount of jumper to hold while you're knitting. So I thought I'll just knit it up, and then I can always, you know, graft the sleeve on, and that'll be fine. So that's been really good. what are all you doing? If you've got anything to say in the comments below, maybe you've been doing the Kammebornia Mystery Advent KAL knit along, or maybe you're thinking about doing it and you want to get involved, or yeah, if you've got some knitted Christmas decorations that you want to show, that'd be quite cool. I'll put all the links to my Christmas decorations in the show notes, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to the 12 Skeins of Christmas as well. I've already talked to some people, asking them questions about their sheep and things, and they seem really excited to send stuff. So I think that would be really cool. There might be some singing on the 12th skein of Christmas my postman gave to me. Promise it'll be better than that. I might even try and get my guitar out and do some actual proper music. I might be able to do some music for the slideshow if I actually get knuckle down to it and do a bit of practicing. I've got this thing called the Best Christmas Guitar Songbook Ever, and I like to think that I do a good version of Happy Christmas War is Over. I like that book, it's really cool, has all the good songs in it. Oh yeah, I totally got it mixed up. I lost my Alice Starmore Farewell knitting book for ages, couldn't find where it was, and I thought, oh, it looks really like my Christmas songbook, and my Christmas songbook was where I'd kind of expected the Alice Starmore book to be. So obviously I looked at my guitar case and it turned out that I haven't looked at the book for a year because it was in my guitar case. The knitting book was in my guitar case, or I would never have found that. What a crazy place to put it. Oh well, but I found it now. And I was looking at it because it has different examples of sleeves and the way you can construct a jumper. There were a lot of jumpers in this Fibre Arts knitting book. If you're interested in me talking about that book and maybe showing a little bit of it and talking about it, then feel free to comment below and I'll see what I can do. That would be really cool. Yeah, it just seems quite practical, although what I realised with this jumper that I'm doing for my niece, it's quite, you know, like in the 90s when our parents put us in size 20 t-shirts, but you were like the skinniest child in the class? That, like, it's proper 80s massive sizes, so unless I did it on the wrong size needle, maybe. Anyway, but they are quite 80s kind of styles. Yeah, but anyway, but I think it's got a lot of design techniques and sort of how you create the colours and how you can just construct things. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So she's got this section that's got a picture of like the seafront, and then it's got a watercolour of the picture. So there's a photo of the waterfront, there's a watercolour of all the colours that she's seen in that, and then it's got the knitted colour works, so you get an idea of the way that Alice Starmore works with her colours, and I think there's some really nice choices that she makes. And yeah, so that's really cool. Oh, keep not picking up the stitches properly. I'm going to blame the fact that it's quite hairy, and it's a hand spun, so I think it's already felting a bit, which is going to be really good because it's going to keep me really toasty. Yay! I'm just looking at my I put it on Do Not Disturb, but on my phone there's like little messages that are about lady from Gala from Plorhatch Flock. She's writing some little stories that I can see popping up on my screen. Oh, that's going to be so cool. I'm really excited to show you the Romney skein that I've ordered. And I've got a lens skein that I've dyed in walnut. So hopefully I'll be able to make something by the 12 Skeins of Christmas that I can show you. I've already got a couple of things that I've made already, so I can show you. I can't show you yet. I have to wait until, I think there's a bit of a debate on this. 24th or the 25th, is that the start? 12th night is the 5th of January, so it's those 12 days. I might do a French one on the 3 French Hens Day, but we'll see how it goes. My translating. We're on le troisième jour de Noël. Oh yeah, that could be alright. That's easy, isn't it? I might be able to show you some French wool on that day. So that'll be exciting. Do you like my little Noel? I've had that for a while. It's a little bit battered though. I broke off the L and I think I stuck it together with a pin because I really like it. I don't even know where I got it from, but I don't usually buy glittery things, but I thought it looks quite fancy. Right, I'm gonna go and have my tea now. Yeah, if anything's interested you or you want me to talk about anything different, feel free to message me on YouTube or in the comments below. That'd be really cool. And I expect I'll see you soon. Alright, take care. See you at the 12 Skeins. Bye.